Excited to show you guys these Doors extensions and how to apply them. I just received a new pack and the quality of hair is amazing. This video is for you who has been hesitating about getting extensions. Want fuller or longer hair? Here's how I apply the micro-beaded individual hair extensions step by step. I start off by sectioning the hair. All the bottom of the hair is all that part that I'm not going to be putting the extensions in. You have to leave a good finger's width or 2 fingers width space before you start applying them so that when you put your hair up, you can't see the extensions. I sectioned them off with a clip here, but you could do a braid if you want to keep it out of your way. Then you go and you release the extensions from their tie. And look at how fun they look. They're soft and they're easy to apply. Then you put them on the brush like that so they don't slide off your table. Easier to grab, easier to manage. And here are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need some pliers and a bead feeding tool like this one. I'm going to link it here so you guys can see it. And look at the difference between the regular bead and the micro bead. This is another tool that you could use for feeding the beads through. I use a little ring on my finger to help me part the hair. And this is the sections that you should be taking before you're going to put in the bead. You don't want to grab too much hair, otherwise the extension's not going to fit through the bead. So go ahead and bring that hair through that loop and then push the bead all the way up till you get it through the hair, and then you're ready to apply the extension. Check out how thin the extension has this little tip on the top. It makes it very easy to loop it through that little tiny bead, and then once you have it in there, you push it all the way up, and at the end you're going to cut off that excess that you see at the top there. Right there, you just go ahead and press down, and that's about it. And you try to not put it all the way too far up the root. You want it to be flat to the head because that's going to make it more comfortable, and when they want to put their hair up, it's not going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to feel tight, and it's not going to give them a headache. So then again, go ahead and take a little section like that, and you'll get the hang of it. Once you do one, you'll kind of understand how much hair you need to grab in order for it to fit perfectly with the extension. So go ahead and push that through the loop again, and then again with my extension, putting it through that tiny little bead, making sure that that bond of the extension is going through the loop. Then securing it again with the clamp, pushing down. You don't have to do it crazy hard, and that's about it. So you're going to repeat this all throughout the head. And notice how I have a U-shaped parting around the head. You need to part the hair that way because that's the natural growth of the hair, and that's going to have it look more natural as well as be comfortable. And that is why it's very important to apply the extensions in a certain way that's going to make your life easier. So now you're going to go ahead and start with the second row. You're going to start the brick lay method. So you're going to put the next one right in between the other two that are on the bottom row. So that way you're going to start filling in gaps. And when the hair moves or when you see it at the end, it's going to look very natural. And that's definitely what we want. So you're going to try to section your hair in either a U shape or a little tiny V shape. This doll head's hair is different than a regular human hair. So as you can see, it doesn't have as much hair per section. But on a regular person's hair, you're going to be able to make a really nice U-shaped parting. And that's going to make it less tension on the hair. So as it grows out, it's not going to be likely to rip out the hair or anything like that. The cleaner you make the partings, the better the grow out will be. So once again, putting that bead through that hair, applying the extension through that tiny bead. And I honestly think these tiny beads are so much better than the regular size ones. They make it so much more comfortable to the head. Then you clamp it down, try to make it close but not super tight on the head so that when they put their hair up, it's not uncomfortable. And you're just going to continue to use the brick laid method all the way around. In this video, I've linked all the products you will need to apply these Doors extensions. If you're looking to add length, you're going to need 3 boxes. And if you're looking just to add volume, you're only going to need 2 boxes or maybe even 1. Each box comes with 50 pieces and it comes with extra beads just in case you happen to lose some. The hair quality is really good. It's 100% human hair, so you can do everything that you would with your natural hair. Always remember to use leave-in conditioner to maintain them healthy and conditioned. And always remember to use heat protectant before you're going to do any hot tools on your hair. This is how you're going to help your hair last longer and you can get longer use out of it. So here is how it looks when you're completely done with that whole back section. See how I stayed with that U-shaped section all the way to the top. You want to avoid going too high up on the head so that they don't show as easily, but I understand sometimes people have shorter hair up there and you really need to try to blend it, so you do have to go a little higher than I did here, which is okay. but it's preferred if you could stay at this level so that you avoid it showing. So now I'm going to go with the side, and you want to take kind of a diagonal section. See how I'm going to leave all that section out so that when I bring the hair up, it's not going to show, but I do want to get those extensions in that area so that it could be more natural looking. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it have enough section around the hairline, everywhere around, so that when I bring it up, like I said, it covers those extensions. About 1 finger to 2 fingers width is really good. I'm basically going to use the same technique I used in the back to apply it, the bricolage section, and I'm just going to take it, like I said, at a diagonal angle so that it's natural with the natural hair growth. So when you put your hair in a pony, it doesn't feel unnatural. And this is what it looks like with the sides all together. For the purpose of this video, I used beads that are a lighter color, but you should use beads that are the same color. And look at how natural it looks when you put the hair up. You can't see those beads. This is the final look. Obviously, like I said, for a full length of hair, you will need 3 boxes, but look how pretty she looks. Follow my account for more hair tips and tricks.